What's up? What's up? Monday, April 28th, Pick Central. Myself, Ev, and Clemmer. Marty's going to be out for an extended period of time. I don't know why. He kind of no-showed us today. No, congrats, obviously. Marty and Rhea, he's on his honeymoon.
Awesome wedding.
Enjoying it,
That's
yes.
fantastic.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Great
It was
time.
perfect wedding. They were so happy. It was really cool night. Really happy for both of them.
Dude, no,
So-
it was unbelievable.
Yeah, he'll be out
Love
for a
was
little
in the
bit.
air. God,
Yes.
God bless him.
That's how it should be.
Enjoy. Shindan.
Brought to you by DraftKings. It's the best time to be a basketball fan. All the thrills and playoff drama. Done sitting on the sideline and ready to win some real cash. Check out Pick 6 from DraftKings. When it comes to basketball payouts, DraftKings Pick 6 posterizes the competition, including prize picks. When you hit all your picks, you'll score a higher number payouts on Pick 6 than flex plays on prize picks. And best of all, you'll win even more cash if you outscore the competition. Track your picks for a shot at huge cash prizes. That's all there is to it. Pick 6 is available in most states, including Missouri, California, Texas, Georgia, and as I know firsthand, New Mexico and Alaska. Don't settle for a smaller payout. Switch to Pick 6 and cash in your basketball knowledge. New players get 50 in Pick 6 credits instantly on just a $5 entry. Basketball playoffs are here. Cash in with Pick 6 from DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code PickCentral. That's code PickCentral for new customers to play $5. Get 50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins. Only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right, let's start with the Knicks, obviously. Hometown, it's been the Nuggets had a blowout. Where's the Knicks in terms of the series? In terms of like best viewing, take your fandom aside from it. You would be the guy to start with on that. Knicks viewing pleasure series.
I would say
top, right?
The Knicks and Nuggets, Clippers.
Yeah, that did have a blowout, but
That's been a better
We
series.
just witnessed like an
an all-time buzzer beater. You're right.
That's
Yeah,
but that's a high bar.
yeah,
I think the playoffs have been great this year.
I was
And I'll
pretty
say,
safe saying
as-
Nuggets Clippers won, but yeah,
As a neutral observer, this Knicks Pistons series has been very entertaining.
I think a lot of the playoff series have been pretty.
I agree.
I mean,
Lakers,
I mean,
Timberwolves.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Even the
Timberwolves,
Celtics
Lakers.
Magic have been closer than I
We'll
wanted
get
to.
to that. I got a couple of questions on the Celtics for sure, but yeah, I mean it's been a great playoffs. But Knicks super entertaining. The series has been very, very watchable, very close games. Two teams getting a little chippy, which you want to see. It seems like that's a rarity nowadays in the playoffs. You know what I
I feel
mean?
like we're seeing it more and more though this year.
Yeah, it's getting-
This year has been weird. I like it.
compared to what it used to be when
Oh, yeah.
The Knicks and Heat had drag out brawls and they had to break up the suspensions for guys in the playoffs. If you
Right,
can
it's
imagine,
not
you know
like
what
the
I mean?
'90s, but
Yeah,
I will
for
say
sure.
it's better than it was 10 years ago when everyone was kumbaya.
Right.
I feel like now you have some a little chippiness.
Yeah. All right. So obviously, Karl Anthony Towns, Cat was huge in that game.
The last two shots were unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
And really, the
floater
obviously-
on the baseline and then the big three, huge. And he needed it because he no-showed us in game. What was the one we were at? F2?
Two.
He no-showed us in game 2. So this is something he needs. This is your star. This is what you need. You know?
He had a big game 3. He was huge. I mean, the shot on the baseline was a tougher shot than the 3. The 3 was a bomb too. But no, and then Brunson. We thinking that game turned so fast where the Knicks got down like 11. Brunson's out we're in the locker room. We're like, oh my god, I'm thinking this could turn two ways. We're either gonna make a run or if he doesn't come back in, we might lose this game by 20.
Yeah, it was a
All of
here
sudden-
we go
we're
again
talking,
with Brunson too. Yeah.
We had a moment where me and Hubs are looking at each other like, if this swings the opposite way, like they lose the series, like if Brunson's out, like extended, Tibbs get fired, like our Knicks life flashed before our eyes in a moment. But then Brunson comes back, like.
Well, it was also a little bit of a here we go again because Brunson got hurt last year. Does that change that series a little bit there? Obviously, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
For
he got hurt
sure.
like the last game, but yeah, it was more like OG and everyone else.
He was banged up a little bit.
He broke his hand in that, like where it was over.
Yeah.
Basically. But
Well, I guess you're right. Here we go again with the injuries in general. You know what I mean?
but he's done it a couple times. He did it in the game we were at in game 2, and then came back and they go on a crazy comeback and almost win that game. He's the most clutch player in the NBA.
I think he did it in game 1 too. Like,
It's been insane. Like it's been absolutely insane. He's definitely he's dealing with an ankle problem for sure that he keeps kind of like re-nicking up, but he's unbelievable. Cat was great last night, not last night, yesterday. I feel good. I think we closed it out in 5. Like I think we come back home and win.
I think it's a pretty safe. Yeah, I think you guys win the series. You know, if you don't win it, then you guys will take it in Game 6.
Yeah, we just won 2 in Detroit. Like,
yeah, I like your chances a lot here to finish this one out for sure.
But like Detroit's they're not a rollover.
No, they're not.
No, every game's been tough.
Yeah.
So you look at I think you got. I mean, it goes without saying, you got to go get 5 because the way the series and how close it's been. Like, do you think the Knicks will take 3 in a row on the road? Like, I'm going to give the Pistons – obviously, the Knicks are great, and they are playing well. But, like, beating a team on the road 3 times is pretty hard. So,
I mean, hopefully they don't need
Pistons need to win 3 in a row. So, like, I don't see the Pistons winning 3 in a row against the Knicks.
Okay. I guess I'm having
– I'm looking.
I know. If you got to go take 5. If you lose 5, I'm playing devil's advocate here, obviously, that I do think the Pistons have been hard, been playing very hard. It is hard to win 3 on the road at that point. So, I'm looking at a disaster scenario of going back for 7. Small chance. Granted, I think we take – it's not overlooking the Pistons.
I think it proves that maybe Detroit isn't as much of a home court as maybe it will be maybe next year for these guys. I think this year, maybe the fans are also learning, hey, it's been a while since we've been in playoff basketball. I mean, but I think, honestly, I think Ev's right. I think this thing ends.
I also just don't think – I think it's like a week or 2 ago. I don't think the NBA, like the home away, is as big of a deal. Like, I think unless it doesn't hurt, I don't think it's some big like thing, like even like maybe it used to be.
I think there's been stats proven that it's way less of a impact than it has.
I know a big topic this year is the Celtics were far better on the road this year, which is that kind of crazy. Obviously,
it's very weird. But I think
there's a few, like we thought, like Thunder is really good home court. I would even argue like Knicks is good home court. Pacers I think have a phenomenal home court. But I don't think it makes some crazy, like I think there's only even a couple you could pick from that it really makes like any sort of impact. And it's not like college where you're getting these guys' heads, like they're all pros. They're all so elite. Like you're not throwing these guys off at the free throw line, making noise or most of them, they're not doing like dumb shit at the end of the game. You know what I mean? Like they're smart, high IQ. Like they're the best of the best. Like shit like that doesn't get to them in the same way.
I guess to Rigo's point of like what's the disaster scenario? I guess the disaster scenario for the Knicks is Game 5, Cade goes off, they win that game. Game 6, they pull it out at home, and then you go to a Game 7. But that's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts. Like, I just think and also I just think the Knicks are the better team.
I just agreed. I just think there's obviously 2 roads to go. You become like the pompous fan, be like, they're dead. You know, we're gonna overlook them, and then like whatever. It's done in 5. It's done in 5. And the other thing is like actually like, all right, well, let's play this out. Like having a little bit of worry as a fan as well. Like that's where it's. I'm playing out the second road. You know what I mean?
And the games have been close. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what this means for the Knicks moving forward after this round, but I guess you're just trying to live in the moment right now. If you're a Knicks fan, but like I don't know if this is a team that's built to go much further than this. But you know, congrats on the series.
One note I want to bring up.
Why is that an asshole? Like,
little like patronizing.
Well, that's what it is. It's the Knicks. What do you want from me? You do the same thing with the Mets.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you're the Knicks. What do you want from me?
That's had an awful loss. I didn't know. I didn't know it was real. I walked out of there being like, I think we gave up a second run just as I was walking out. But it's 7-2. Were we up 7-0?
Well, let me
7-1.
Let me give the context for the Knicks guys yesterday. So we streamed the Knicks game yesterday. It's at 1:00. Ends at like 3:30, whatever it was, like 3:45, something like that. So Frank's there, new Knicks fan as of last year. He comes, and then so he's watching the Mets game was on as well. Like
Mets,
while I was going, the Yankees were on too, whatever. So I think as we're leaving, they maybe they had scored to like make it 7-2. They got a hit, and there was a couple guys on. So I think Bosco leaves. Like 2 minutes later, they hit a 3-run homer.
7-6. It wasn't the 3-run homer. It became 7-6.
Or whatever it was. They hit a home run to make it 7-6. And then it was somebody, because we're all like, Frank, like the best record in baseball.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
And they were up 5-0 or 5-1 in the first, right?
Yeah, I was so out of it. I had to look Sunday night. I'm like, let me see what that Mets final was. I go, what? I was in disbelief.
It was so then
I was checked out of it. Like I was like, I'm on the way home. Knicks win, great. Kind of feed through that type of Twitter. What's going on tonight? Looking at a little bit of the Lakers. Like the Mets were a distant, and it is like you want to tell Frank like he did live in. It is April 27th.
Well, it was where he was.
To blow that game, you want to blow it on April 27th.
It's also like,
you know what I mean?
That's good teams lose games like that. Good teams don't get blown out 12-2. good. Your best baseball team is going to lose 54 games no matter what, right? And that means you win 108.
Right.
So you're going to lose 50-something games no matter what. And the games you lose if you're a good team are typically close because you're a good team. So, like, that's just. I mean, Yankees, you guys know. You guys have had 100-win seasons. It's like, like, you're going to lose a lot of heartbreakers. Whether you win 100 or you lose 100. That's just how it goes.
It was funny. I think it was like 2 minutes ago when like Wanso struck out. Frank's getting ready to rev up, and I was like, "Frank, it's April. I can't." Wanso striking out's not a big deal. We have 2 minutes left in Game 4.
Yeah, he's built different like that with the Mets though. So fucking crazy.
Wait, one note I want to talk about on the Knicks.
Well, I got a couple of notes. Obviously, we'll go through them.
Jalen Brunson only 2 free throw attempts. I heard this guy was a foul baiter. He had 32 points and only 2 free throw attempts.
Yeah,
and
I guess
all we want to talk about is the Pistons begging for a foul call at the end of the game on a play where Tobias Harris mauled Josh Hart, probably out of bounds and touched the ball.
He definitely
so
mauled
2
him.
missed calls, gifting the Pistons a shot they didn't deserve. But we just had to pray and we had to feel bad for the Pistons. They didn't get the foul call that they just want to cry about.
Also, no, see, Meek, I'm glad you said it because the problem is if that was Brunson shooting the shot and he doesn't get the call, they're like mocking Knicks,
It's a
like
meme.
like how like and then but it's they're like Knicks get the call. Whatever. Like you said, 32 points on 2 free throws.
Yeah.
Like acting he's like Mr. Foul Baiter. Like it's like listen, has he got a couple guys fouled? Like sure, of course he does it, but in this game he didn't do it really at all.
Yeah,
I wrote down Warrior. That's what I wrote.
And I'm supposed to feel bad for Tim Hardaway Jr., who robbed us of $71 million. Fuck off.
Was that last play a foul though? Like, and honestly,
well, it was ruled.
was a foul,
It came out. It came out. It was a foul.
All right.
Yeah, I said it live. I'm like, ooh, he got fucking real. We got lucky there, but
it was pretty close.
it was so quick that I didn't get a chance to complain about Tobias Harris. He's right, mauling Hart. He was holding Hart. He was pulling hard underneath that baseline.
And he was probably out of bounds when he pushed the ball to Hardaway in the corner.
Dukes is gone, so now, Phil, we can roll the clips. Phil, roll the clip.
I can't.
No, so, yeah, it was. If you watch it back, like, there was a lot of action from him underneath that.
Oh, yeah.
On the rebound, on a loose ball foul. Like, he kind of definitely prohibited Hart from going to get that ball.
No, but it was more that they were letting him play all game. Like, that wasn't getting called all game. So to call it there would have been crazy.
I didn't have a problem with the no call, but I'm also old. So, like, like back in the 80s and 90s when I was growing up, like, that would never have been called a foul. So, like, I have no problem.
I also get annoyed, too, when they do this thing where they just, like, the whatever ref committee, whatever the fuck they call it, comes out after and it's like, oh, like actually it was a foul because they only do that for calls at the end of the game. Like if you did that for every call throughout the game, there'd be 100 fucking this should have been this.
Yeah, let's see the full report card.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you can't just cherry pick the plays.
Just cherry pick like one play at the end when there's probably 100 plays they didn't call throughout the game. Like it is what it is.
Like baseball has scorecards that show you every pitch of the game. It's like what if we only showed you the 9th inning?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what it is. Like
do you think they should release? Do you think they should release somebody in the league office or referee review? It is time consuming, obviously, but should be. They could probably do it in real time. So maybe not.
No, Rico, that's a great point. They could have, but they blew both their reviews like idiots, so they didn't have it.
No. I meant somebody in the league office.
No, what I'm saying that was
as a ref review is giving like a game ends and like a half hour or 45 minutes later you get a report. So like Big Ev graded out at 97% today, meaning I watched the game as a referee observer and he called that bump in the third quarter. It was 50-50. He got that right. You know, and the other thing is a lot of these are probably going to be right. So as much as people say, oh, the refs are horrible, same with college basketball, oh, the refs are horrible, they get 90 right because it's very, like, it is an easy call. Like, you can't fuck up out of bounds when the guy turns it over off his fucking leg or foot. You know what I mean? So
they do, though.
Sometimes.
No, I'm saying I dribble and fucking kick it off myself. There's no debate.
Sure.
So you would grade that out. Like, he made the call. Yes. He would grade that out correctly.
Just like for the ump, if a ball is 10 feet high, you still call it a ball.
Exactly, yeah. So there's right calls baked into that. But what I'm saying is they have, obviously, so much of the resources. I think they should, release a report after every game of like, hey, Big Ev graded out at 95%. His season average is
the ref union is not going to want that, though. That's the thing. The baseball union fought this for years. They don't want the transparency because then you can see who the bad umps are, and they don't like that.
And then, guys will lose their job. Yeah, I get what you're saying there.
Also, the Pistons were up 11 with 8 minutes to go.
Oh, yeah, we had a big comeback. Floor. Yeah, I said it. I'm like, you got to get I'm trying to figure out what I should call it down the road for my AAU team because I think kill is a bad connotation. Mm-hmm. But when you get 3 stops in a row, like what? I think Big Cat said you should call it a Bosco. Like, guys,
Good trademark it.
We gotta
stops
get
in a
we
row.
gotta get a Bosco here.
3 stops in a row.
This
Trying to
wasn't
think of what else. Because most people do call it kills.
Mm.
I don't think that's good. Like, what else works?
I don't know.
Turkeys? We got to get a turkey. Go to bowling a little bit.
I don't see the problem with kill.
Yeah, I mean,
we're all men playing sports. Grow up.
but you got to do the visual of
We can
you
say
know,
kill.
me in a really nice polo
Oh wow.
and golf pants, coaching the team, yelling at a 9-year-old. We need a kill.
I think that's what makes it better. Like, I think the image you just painted, I'd rather you say kill, kill, kill.
We need a kill.
I want to instill fear in them.
We need a turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
Need
the
a
fuck out of
Bosco.
here.
Yeah. Okay.
Cupcake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Kill.
Yeah. Exactly.
I want fear in those.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't a normal.
We are coming to kill.
That's right.
It wasn't a normal 11-point lead. It was 79-68. Like, it's a low scoring
Yeah,
game.
yeah, exactly.
That too.
I think we had like 18 points over the first
Yeah.
like 14 minutes.
The
of
gap
second
we
half.
had from the last like 3-4 minutes of the second quarter, like through the third quarter, it was
Yeah.
insane. We almost scored like 20 points in like 17 minutes. It was
That's
crazy.
an 11-point lead at that point. It's like
Right.
it feels like 1-3 to step on your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll say that we talked about throughout the stream, the Knicks were very fortunate. The
Oh,
Pistons
yes.
missed a ton of wide open looks
Early, yeah.
that they were making
A lot
all
of threes
series.
too. Missed a lot.
Like, they
Now,
were
hit some
making all
wild.
series.
They hit some wild ones to make up for it. But to Ev's point, like I was going, how the fuck they hit the shot? And Ev's like, well,
They're due.
they were due. So
due.
like,
They
if
were
it
so
works
due.
out that the ones they did hit were crazy ones, you gotta kind of give the give and trade.
The one it was
Yeah.
deep, but it wasn't even like that. It was more
Yeah, I
just
know.
like-
I mean, they did hit some bombs. It is what it is. But
They went on a run where they hit like 3 in a row after they had missed. They must have missed like 10 in a row before
yeah,
that
for
or
sure.
more.
Phil, let me know if the chat comes up with any good suggestions for alternate to kill. I said this live from a viewing standpoint of the game down the stretch. I thought it was very great to watch a boxing match type thing where it's we score, they score. We score, they score. We score, they score. Instead of hampered with a ton of timeouts and reviews in that. We got a good game flow. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I just thought it was, like, from a viewing aspect, awesome.
It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable game to watch.
game.
It was a great, like, set of, like, here we go. This is a real, like, knockout fight back and forth with, like, just a really, really good flow. And that's very rare to me in college and as well as the NBA. I just think things get in the way. You know what I mean? Like, it breaks up. Also,
Well, it's
nobody
like-
called the
it's just-
timeout.
Well, no,
as
it's
well.
just-
They were like, all right, they scored. Like, let's see what we got.
Well, no, but
rather than the panic timeout.
That's mostly on the refs just letting them play more than anything.
And not stop.
That's where all the stoppages come from.
Right. But,
Like,
well,
yeah.
The last minute is sometimes like strategy stuff.
That's what
This
I'm
was
saying.
more of the
I'm saying, like, that's
three-
just like not calling fouls.
This was
That's
more
what-
of the 3.5 or 4 minute stretch, or maybe a little early, like 3.5 to like 1.5. It felt like there was just no there was no
It was
breaks.
great.
Yeah, I mean, you should probably look it up on the Gamecast to find exactly what I'm talking about. But if you were watching the game, you knew what I was saying on the stream. It was a great viewing type stretch there, in a series that has kind of been pretty ugly. You know, we saw game 2; they were fucking playing soccer.
Yeah.
It was brutal. So it was good. I thought that's a
Yeah,
rarity.
you guys went to the only loss they've had.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Do you accept? Maybe it's you guys.
No, I'm the
Ev
kind of
thinks
fan
it's
I
me.
do. I accept it as me.
Okay.
I literally said going in that day, I feel like I just lose a lot when I go to my.
I accept it
my own
as
team's games.
Bosco.
Yeah, I think I'm 0-2 in Knicks playoff games
Oh, that's tough.
all time.
Tough.
I can't believe they almost come back and won that game too. But
Yeah, they did.
we never go to Knicks playoff game again. Hopefully not. But
Ton of Pistons turnovers.
yeah,
Ton of turnovers for the Pistons. And then we touched on the foul at the end. Anything kind of big picture from a third party jump out to you?
It's a fun series, but like I said, big
It is.
picture. It's like, all right, and then you guys will come play the Celtics, and you'll probably get stomped. So we'll see. But
We'll
it's
see.
fun. It's
I
fun.
mean-
It's a
I mean,
fun.
But you get how
It's a fun
see,
series.
you get how this is an achievement. Again, you don't hang fucking
I don't wanna
conference
do this.
semifinal banners, so to speak, potentially. But you get how this has been building now for 3 years. That the Knicks do need to see where they match up with the Celtics.
Of course.
And it's a good thing that they could get the Celtics.
I agree with that. But sometimes the temperature doesn't read what you want it to read either. You know, you gotta get. You gotta find
Yeah, but
out.
you got to get in the room.
You gotta get in the room. You gotta get in the room. I get that.
That's where I'm at. I think
It's gonna
they
be, like I
have
said,
to-
probably gonna be. I'm guessing it's gonna be another second round exit, and then you're like, all right, well, kind of where are we now? We're in the same place we were a year
Right.
ago.
Yeah,
it's
it's
kind of
it
disappointing.
is a tough spot to be for sure, but
But maybe not. Maybe, like I said, the Celtics are kind of banged up. We haven't looked as good as I hoped against the Magic. I'll say that. I really hope the Celtics can finish off in 5 so we get like a week off. So like Holiday can rest. Tatum and Brown are both banged up. Porzingis looks like, I was talking with me, like, looks like Frankenstein out there. Like it's just these guys got to get healthy. So hopefully the Celtics can take care of business really fast in Game 5 and have a week off. I'm sure you guys wouldn't mind a week off too if you guys can take care of the Pistons.
No, I want this done I want this done tomorrow.
Yeah, the week in between games is the fucking worst.
But it's good. It's good if your guys can. I know it's terrible for like a fan as a viewer. But like if I'm like for my team, I kind of want as much time off as possible.
I want Brunson.
We're banged up.
I want Brunson.
I would want Brunson healthy as well. Yeah, but it's just
100%.
a viewing play way.
I agree with you. There we go.
We're gonna get Merles in 10 minutes, so I think the Lakers, Timberwolves is a bigger topic. So I'll push that to the second half, even though obviously it's a bigger story. But I think this will probably be the right amount of time to dissect the Celtics. You kind of touched on it. Obviously, it's the health. So like it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that the Celtics aren't playing 100% healthy.
Right.
They missed Tatum.
And the Magic have been super physical.
Missed Tatum for a game.
Yeah.
Right.
Missed Holiday now for 2.
Exactly. Yeah.
The Magic are like just trying to play bully basketball, which I know people are upset about it. I'm not thrilled about it, but like that's the only way they can win. So I kind of like understand like what they're doing. Like,
Tatum's wrist keeps getting hammered.
Yeah.
Like,
he got hit
twice a game.
He got hit on it and then promptly fell on it during the second half yesterday. Right. You're exactly right, Liam.
I do like that we traded a guy behind the glass who was a Celtics fan for another Celtics fan. I like the consistency, Lane.
Yes.
Just keep.
I'll be here no matter what.
And it's great. I was not expecting that voice, but he is dialed into the Celtics. You know who else is dialed into the Celtics? Obviously, Paulie Playoffs. But I give Paulie Playoffs credit. You know what he said to me the other day? He's like, I'm like, well, yeah. I posed the question that I will pose to you guys, but I asked him that, and he was like, yeah, the Magic kind of just beat us up. It's not a great type of team. They defend the 3 well. And I was like, all right. And then he's like, yeah, we'll get the Pacers or the Cavs in the conference finals. I was like, what about the Knicks? He's like, oh, they do drop coverage. We'll eat them up. I was like, Gaz, what the fuck do you know about?
Gaz,
you know about drop coverage?
He is right about that.
I was like, Gaz, what's a flex set? He's like, oh, that I don't know. But he's like, I do know when it comes to the Celtics, he knows what's going on. So,
Gaz definitely pays attention.
Yeah, exactly.
I have said the best way to beat the Celtics is to be physical to them. It's like similar to the way the Magic are. The only problem is the Magic don't have any semblance of an offense.
Yeah.
They
Like
can't score.
They're like one of the few NBA teams left that set up design plays for spot up mid rangers.
Yeah. They do.
It's like they run like a set for Corey Joseph to get a corner mid ranger. It's like no one's doing this outside like the Clippers for Kawhi. He was like one of the best mid range shooters.
So
like
fun.
1998 basketball out of the Magic.
Now, you brought up a good point there. You're like, yeah, I did say this about the Magic. Do you think there's an element of what my father used to do on Wall Street where he would listen to the hockey recap in the morning when they described what was going on, or if they talked about, like, oh, the Rangers need to do this. Again, he hates hockey and knows nothing about hockey. But he would listen to that 1.5-minute clip when they would give the game kind of recap so that when he was at work and somebody's like, hey, did you see the Rangers last night? He could fuck with them. He would say exactly what they said on the radio, and then his best friend who worked in the booth with him was like, don't pay attention to him. He's an asshole. He doesn't watch hockey. He's just being a troll. Is there a little bit of Gaz picking up what you say and then kind of pawning it off on his own?
Maybe, but
Yeah,
Paulie watches playoffs.
He does.
Gaz has been in on the Celtics all year. I've talked to Gaz about Celtics.
I know,
all
but
year.
when Gaz drops a drop coverage,
Hey, he's all in,
I
man.
was not expecting that. The question that I asked about the Celtics is obviously they're not putting together their best effort, and obviously they're not healthy.
Correct.
But does the fact that they haven't been able to put together their best effort in these games worry you really at all? Or is it more of, yeah, the Magic are physical, they're super tryhards, and the Celtics are to a degree kind of playing with their food?
It's like 98% the latter. So like is 2% of me a little bit concerned, I guess, but not really. I guess my thing is this, Rico. It's like it's not so much like if we play like this against the Knicks and we're like we'll win. I'm not worried about that. It's more like, all right, if we play this against the Thunder, we got to figure it out, guys, and we got to get healthy. Like so, that's I guess more that 2% concern. But that's honestly like Rico, we were saying the playoffs are so long; it's like a month away. So like, all right, let's just worry about the Magic.
That is crazy.
End this series.
Yeah, like the conference
more than a month away.
Conference finals are literally a fucking month away.
The NBA
Memorial
finals.
Day weekend. Yeah,
That's when
the NBA finals are more than a month away.
Memorial
It's
Day
crazy.
weekend usually. Yeah, and that's
Like and so it's like, all right, so like let's get this series done as fast as possible. That's kind of my focus right now. And then hopefully the Knicks series lasts a little longer, so wear some of those guys out a little bit. I don't think it will. and then we'll face you guys. And I think you guys are obviously a better team than Magic, so like it's not like like this is definitely gonna be a step up for us. We got to step up.
We're a better team, but stylistically, like I don't think we match up at all. Like I said, like I think you beat the Celtics by being physical. We're just not that physical of a team anymore, at least.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
That's just my thoughts.
I agree. I don't think it's a good match. I also think we're significantly better than you guys. So I don't think it's going to be much of a series, but we'll see.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that, again, it is the regular season. Anything can happen in the playoffs. But it probably doesn't help that the Knicks haven't seen one go through the hoop yet of beating the Celtics in the regular season.
Even dating back to last year, I think their only win versus them was like an April game, but like the Celtics didn't care about.
Right. So, yeah, I just don't think that
in the first game of the season
helps.
That went to over. What?
last year.
No,
not
they didn't
this
go-
year. Last year.
Last year, yeah.
Remember, it was like viral because we went nuts, like all the Knicks fans in front of them.
Right, yeah.
No, we lost that game.
Thought
No,
you guys
they- no.
won.
No,
No,
you're
no.
thinking of the Kemba game like 3 years ago.
No. There was one last year or 2 years ago, maybe that.
We only had one win versus them last year. Like I'm pretty confident it was that April game. And I know we never played them healthy.
game one because it was like game one double overtime. New
that
York.
was the Kemba
Yeah,
game.
I think that was 2
that
years
Kemba
ago.
That was the
years ago?
Kemba game
Yeah.
like 3 years ago.
I thought there was another one after that too.
I thought there was two. I could be wrong.
I was saying we missed the playoffs.
Meek
that
has a
year.
good memory for that kind of stuff.
I thought there was another one I could have swore like last year.
I remember that being, a while ago, if it makes sense. Yeah. All right, let me tell you about our friends at Game Time. NHL playoffs are here, and the only place to buy hard-to-get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. We've all used it. It's phenomenal. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, which I love the most, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets. Prices on the app usually go down the closer it gets to puck drop. You can save up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets. I'm invested in this, obviously. Vegas Wild. In Vegas, Game 5, 2-2 type series. Vegas was supposed to run away with this thing. Now we got a big one. If you're out in Vegas for this, Game 5, $62. Amazing deal for great seats. $62.
Playoff game.
Yeah, what are you waiting for? I'm going to buy those Vegas tickets now. Take the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. Phil, let me know. Oh, actually, I just got the text. Yeah, we sent them the number. So let me know when he's on. I guess I'll kind of just fill in between because I don't want to get in the middle of a Lakers conversation as well. We touched on that Mets.
I was going to talk about quickly about Damian Lillard and the
I have that as well. Yeah, on that.
that
topic.
series is
Yeah.
done. So
I mean that's
Done-
cooked.
done-
I mean you got to honestly, like it's sad. You got to worry about his career now. I mean,
Yeah. Now Phil said that. Like,
Achilles in NBA is bad.
35 years
Yeah.
old, torn Achilles. Your
Achilles
career's
is
over.
bad.
yeah.
NBA?
I guess I didn't. It just didn't hit me. Like I wasn't expecting to have to analyze that. Whatever. But yeah, like when Phil said it, I was like,
Well, think about even like a quarterback. It's according to his mobility goes way down.
Yeah, like,
And, like if you're an
Aaron
NBA guy,
Rodgers at 40.
you think
Yeah.
he's really done, Phil? Like,
I mean, no, he could be.
I think he'll put on an NBA uniform again, but I think we might have seen the last of like really
being
good
elite.
Dame probably.
Like Kobe tore his Achilles and at age
Yep.
34. Like he's around the same age.
Yep.
Yeah,
So you're talking
Dame's
about a
older.
year of
how many did
rehab,
Kobe have after 34?
3 years, but he was never the same guy.
I mean, you have to think, Bosco. You got to think he's gone all next year. Done.
Yes.
Next
No,
year.
I do that. Yeah, obviously with April, it takes
so
a
by
year.
the time
yeah.
you get an NBA quarter again, I'll probably be 37,
Yeah.
which maybe better for us that he'll have like a significant amount of time. He'll have basically a year and a half to get back from it.
How long is he
still-
signed with the Bucks?
Good question.
Because
This goes into like
Yeah,
Ev,
so-
Ev wanting Giannis to get.
so all right. So the days of Dame.
Saying,
I don't think he's going to you, but it goes to that.
I think
point.
there's I think we're on a very short list.
The
just
days
saying.
of Dame being a star might be done. I do agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's
But
signed for 2 more years.
okay, so and he's missing next year.
yeah, he's gonna be.
The Bucks paying him $54 million next year. He's missing.
Right. So
And
somebody,
then he has a player option, which he'll obviously exercise. The next year, $58 million.
Yeah, so,
Oofa.
so he's locked in 2 years on massive money.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Giannis is gonna. I'd be
he'll
almost
probably
surprised
bail.
if
It
he
makes sense for
stays.
him to bail.
Because now you got all that money in the books that goes to nothing.
To nothing.
Actually, to
But the
literally nothing.
Road to nowhere.
The one question, we'll do it quickly, but like, do you see a world where somebody trades for him at the deadline and then extends him where Dame, again, the days of Dame being a star are out. But could he be a nice role player on a team looking for the icing on the cake.
I feel like we're trying to have such a discussion that's so far down the road.
So far,
that's
yeah.
so,
I
like,
mean, I don't. Yeah,
I feel like you're picking the wrong thing out of this whole thing. Like you're trying to salvage Dame's career. We're talking like the big picture of like the Bucks.
Bucks are fucked for next year.
I'm not dismissing that.
No, I'm just saying. I feel like you're picking
well, there was a few different stories. I took Dame. Yeah, what could Dame salvage
it's like
down
who,
the road?
like that's kind of like
who knows? Yeah, right.
Well,
I'll say. Yeah, I mean,
It's an 18-month problem.
I do think he could be a nice piece if he, like as a role.
Maybe,
player.
but we don't even know if he can fucking run around anymore.
We'll see. Yeah, 100%. I'm thinking positive.
That's a first.
So if Dame watches this, retweet it. All right, Merles, we got him on the line?
We do.
Merles, what's up?
I'm here. What's up, boys? How we doing today?
Doing good. We're ready for a winner, but I guess in the big picture of the series, from a guy, again, who kind of just watches from a distance, the Avs at 2-2, it seems like everybody had Avs futures. How worrisome?
I have one.
How worrisome is this that the Avs Stars is 2-2?
No, yeah, it was worrisome before last game, but if you listen to the last Spit and Chicklets, I said Colorado will come out and blow the doors off them at home. Game 4, they did. They won 4-0, completely dominated them. So I see them winning the next 2 games. They're moving on 100%. The one we need to be worried about is our Vegas Golden Knights, though.
Yep, I know that's a tomorrow problem, but yes, they got to take Game 5 at home. That's. And then it's just brutal. Tampa Bay, Florida is 2-1, 2-1 Florida. Is that going the way it's supposed to, or is that a bit of a shock, or is that a drag out fight? You see that going 7. Like, what sense of that, and then what plays do you kind of have just in the series of those two of which way you would play it?
Yeah, so before the playoffs, most of us all thought Tampa because they were playing so well. Florida was banged up. They've played a lot of hockey the last few years. But games 1 and 2, they came out and spanked them on the road. So we're like, holy cow, we're going back to Florida for the finals. But Tampa, they're champions too. They rebounded. They stole Game 3, so 2-1. I got Florida winning tonight. I think that they don't get swept at home. And in that, I think Carter Verhaeghe, he hasn't scored yet in the series. If you followed them the last 2 years, he scores all the big goals. Him and Kachuk, they get the tires, they get the OT winners. So I got Carter Verhaeghe plus 275. I think Florida takes command of the series tonight.
All right, so Verhaeghe plus 275. Anything in the Avs Stars?
Yeah, like I said, they're my second team. I played 4 exhibition games for them in my career, so I'm really attached to that team. And I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win again. They're so deep, and that's why I got a guy. I told you guys about my Vegas insider with the goal scorers. He hit Wah on Saturday plus 550 for Vegas. So he gave me Barbashev the other night on this show. He ended up scoring the next game, so we're getting close with him. Today he gave me Druin plus 475 for the Avalanche. He kind of got moved down the depth chart down to the third line, but that's a spot where he can play against the weaker defensemen, the matchups. And he's going to get on the board for the Avs, but the Avs are going to win going away.
All right. Druin plus 475, Verhaeghe plus 275. Anything else jump out weirdly, like in regulation or 60-minute line, alternate totals?
I'd be on the Avalanche regular line. Let me dig in later on. I'll get him out on my Twitter. But if you saw yesterday, Busy Bet. Biz is hot. Biz hit a 1,600 parlay for us yesterday.
Wow.
Love that.
Shout out Biz.
So I'm going to dive into him and see what picks he's got, and we'll collab, and I'll get some extra ones out on Twitter. Maybe we'll even get a Chicklets parlay on DraftKings if we can get it together quick.
For sure. So if you look, just one last thing, Merles, if you look at series total games in the NHL tab on DraftKings, which we love, Dallas Stars Colorado Avalanche series, 6 games minus 115. So
Okay,
to his point,
no.
To his point, if you think the Avalanche are going to take care of both series, they're probably going to be bigger favorites in those games. Tonight they are.
I think 140 something.
Yeah, you're definitely getting a discount on that, so you're parlaying the two. So take a look at that. All right, we appreciate it, man, and we'll be looking. Yeah, I think so tonight would be 7 flat or 7.5 flat. So that's what we're hoping for.
All right, let's go Avs.
We're hoping for 7.
We're getting close. We're getting close on this. We're going to get one of them, but the playoffs, we've all been winning with these games. There was 9 games in a row that the team won to guarantee us more hockey. which was incredible. You know, like a team could have went up 3-0. Nope, they lost. So we got 2 1s. We got 2 2s. It was really something. So this is the best playoff yet. And then McDavid goes nuclear last night, and he extended that series.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want them all in 6s and 7s. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, for sure. So we love it. All right, thanks, Merles. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you guys tomorrow.
Take it easy.
Merles.
All right, right to the point. Like fucking.
You know, on
scores. You just gotta with this. You gotta hit. We gotta hit one. We gotta get. You know what I mean? Like we gotta.
Friday, he gave us the total. On Friday, it was I believe it was the Kings Oilers over smash.
Yeah. Ev's point of we gotta squeeze some picks out.
You gotta get real picks. Like goal scores they're cute. But like,
yeah, for sure. No, I know. Yeah,
real picks.
Yeah, and we covered both bases.
I like the confidence in the Avs winning the next two because I have the Avs feature and like. I was starting to sweat it out a little bit, but yeah. I like that he's like, no.
Actually, I want to see. Sorry, let me pull that up. What is, we talk about Vegas. Is Vegas playoff series props? So
Vegas is a 218 favorite for the next game.
Yeah, hold on. So Vegas for the series still is minus 215. Is that what you said?
No, I was looking at just the game. The next game it's minus 218.
Yeah, series total games, Vegas minus 116. 7 games is, or I'm sorry, 6 games minus 115, 7 games minus 105.
So they should win this thing.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at me, I don't know shit about hockey. You're looking at me, I don't fucking know. I just listen to the guy that actually watches hockey.
Yeah.
I got nothing to add to it.
That's what we got. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's where we're at. All right. Merles will be doing that. Okay. We touched on Dame out. Lakers. Down 3-1.
Oh,
they're cooked. I think they're cooked.
Big trouble.
I think they're cooked.
Big story or not? LeBron I think he had to passing up that last shot.
I think he made the. I think the thing with LeBron is always he makes the right pass. He seems to always make the right pass.
Yeah.
But it's
Reeves got a clean.
No. I like to play, and also like there are shooters like Rui had been hot all day, like making like those type of passes. I get it. It was more honestly the call that they like reviewed it, that they reviewed it for possession and then they ended up calling it a foul on LeBron.
See, listen, I'm not a LeBron. I'm against that, man. You do not review that and then call it like a ticky-tack foul that he fouled him. If you're reviewing out of bounds, it's out of fucking bounds or not. Like
it was hand on the ball.
Tough,
they're like,
man.
like
that's
there's a lot of argument that when you're hitting the hand when it's on the ball, it's like part of the ball. It's a lot of like, I don't know. It was shitty to see the game end that way, like such a good game, and they just get the 2 free throws. It's a 3-point game. They come up, weird possession. Reeves like missed, and game over. I don't know. It was a great game. It's been a great series. Like most of the games have been very competitive, but it's a shame a guy on his honeymoon sat here and said the Lakers were, quote, 10 times better. And I sat here and argued for Ant. It was like, no, they're going to lose this series. He's going to go down a peg. How about he wins this series, takes out another legend? And Ant's just, like, everything about his mentality is just the best. Like, he's, like, bringing back that, like, a little bit of that grit, like, where he literally is vocally, like, I want LeBron. Like, give me LeBron. Like, getting shifty with him, getting physical with him. And even after the game was restarted, like, he's like, LeBron on Team USA is like a big brother to me. Like, I love LeBron, but like this is go time, like, in this series. Like,
no, he's proven to be a playoff, like, he's a menace in the playoffs.
In the second half, he was a fucking, I mean, the Lakers had a 10-point lead to start the fourth quarter. And he just went at him, and Naz Reid was awesome too. Naz Reid hit some huge shots.
So what's wrong? What's wrong?
Dude, the Timberwolves are good.
No disrespect to Timberwolves, and I don't mean that like. So Timberwolves are playing incredible, playing better than I would have thought for sure.
Julius Randle played great yesterday.
Yeah, 25. Edwards obviously goes for 43.
Edwards is like Edwards is getting to the point now where it's like if you can't count him out in the playoffs. This is no disrespect to Timberwolves at all.
When you have a big 1-2 punch like that, you need your 2 guys to deliver.
What's wrong with the Lakers?
They can't defend.
That's it.
So one note.
They have no center either. They have no big man.
One note.
That's a big problem.
From the game. What do you think about JJ Redick playing the starting lineup the entire second half?
That's what I wrote down.
Wild.
The Lakers were
Wild.
gassed. Lakers were gassed.
Yeah, they got no depth.
Like if Tibbs did that, we'd be criticizing him.
They got no big man.
JJ
They
Redick,
can't.
rookie coach, does that first playoff run.
Very fair question.
Listen,
I like the move though.
I think Redick is.
Do you though?
He rode with his guys till the end.
I think they don't have a choice. If you look at their personnel, I really think they don't have other guys to put in. Like, who do you want to put in? Bronny Jr.?
Bronny, yeah.
Like, they don't have other guys that you really can trust.
It's a
They didn't have anybody to spell them.
It's a statement to
They
the rest
don't.
of the
I
I
roster.
mean, I guess like Gabe Vincent.
Who do you want?
Even 2 minutes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Gabe Vincent was not good when he played.
No, I don't.
And Rui was on fire. They're four of like LeBron, Luka, Reeves, and Rui were like they were not coming out. Rui was hot. Reeves had a solid game. He hit some threes. I mean, Luka had 38. Luka was awesome. Like he was crazy shooting the ball. No assists really. I think he only had 2. And LeBron had a really good game too. It was like a very weird It was a strange game. If they told you all these stat lines, you'd be like, "Oh my God, the Lakers won this game by 20." Like it was shocking to see like their four best players all have good games and they lost.
Yeah.
It was crazy to. I don't know. I think the Timberwolves they just defend way better.
The funny part is when the Lakers made the Luka trade, Ev sat here, he said, it makes the Lakers better for the future, but this year their team may have gotten worse because they don't have a center.
Yes.
And we kind of forgot about that going into the playoffs where they got matched up versus a team with length like the Timberwolves. We have Gobert
really
7-1, Randall at power forward, Jaden McDaniels is really long.
Nas Reed, like you got a bunch of size.
It's like a complete mismatch that we just forgot about just because, Lakers have Luka. It's like if you just reminded us from back in February, we said the same exact scenario would play out. We'd look.
All right, so let's flip it. And obviously you do the trade because you're getting so much younger. I get it.
100%. No, they still do the trade. I just thought this year it could hurt.
Absolutely.
I think you do the trade
absolutely. But let's pretend the trade never happens.
Sure.
Are the Lakers in the same position they are right now?
They're not
No, with Anthony Davis, I think they match up better with AD in this series.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they have AD is one of the best defenders in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't have a rim protector. They don't have an interior defender. Not even like a mediocre one. They have 0. They just don't have one.
Yeah, like Jackson Hayes played 4 minutes yesterday.
Exactly. Like they don't have one that they can keep on the floor. Like they're just a liability on offense.
And I don't think Mark Williams.
And Jackson Hayes is not
How do they fix this? Like just try to get someone like an MLE guy? Like what? Like
no.
how do you?
Well, the Mark Williams trade would have been like.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Like they
true.
tried to.
That's true.
They have the assets to get a real center.
I think
They got fucked with the Mark Williams.
they're
That's
going to
true.
go definitely like their number one priority this offseason is going to be like go get a big man.
Yeah.
That's going to be that's going to be actually their whole thing. So
Take away 2020 in the bubble. When was LeBron's last title?
2016.
16?
It's almost
16?
a decade.
So like that's kind of been they keep.
But also,
like, Clemmer,
you're just like taking away a championship.
to make a little bit of a point. He did win the championship. It was in a bubble, but yes, I'm not taking it away. I'm more making a point. From starting in 2017,
It's a long stretch.
it is a long stretch where, like, again, to Clemmer's point, he kept asking, like, what do the Lakers do? It does seem like, aside from getting Luka in his prime this year,
Yes.
that their answer was to reload with, like, aging pieces. You know what I mean? Like, that's what has kind of been LeBron's thing. It's not LeBron's fault, but just the way he's gone about, how do I get over the hump? How do I go get another title? Again, aside from the bubble, which I do think plays out differently in a real, in a real setting. We'll never know that. That's one of my heaven VHS tapes that I say. You get to pop in that. What if there's no
like if they played at home?
the first thing I'm watching is the 2020 tournament.
Everyone swears
That's the first fucking thing. First I'm watching championship week, and then I'm watching the tournament.
You mean the 06 World Series, the Mets versus the
No,
Tigers.
see, that's a torture tape. You don't want to watch that. You don't want to watch that
I kind of
tape.
do.
But anyway, it does seem like LeBron went and got the aging pieces. So to this point, now he's on the tail end. He does have a bona fide superstar with him. I think you should focus on getting guys who fit big roles.
See,
Like a true defender or a true big man, a 3-and-D guy. Like, make sure everybody fits their role, and then roll with the two big stars the rest of the way, and then we see kind of if they could go get another one.
See, my only thing is with the Lakers, it hasn't really been.
Also, with that said, they're not dead in this series.
I think they're dead.
It's tough. It's
I
tough.
think they're dead.
So here's why I think they're dead, Rico. Like you're telling me,
I think they're on life support.
So they need.
I'm willingly saying they're not dead, but they are on life support.
They ride or die with Anthony Edwards, right? But if Anthony Edwards has a good game, they win. Like that's pretty much been the pulse. I don't think it's possible for Anthony Edwards not to have a good game within the next 3.
That's
You know what I
I
mean?
don't think they're losing. Yeah,
Like-
that's where I'm at. I don't think they lose 3 in a row to this team.
And it's not an aberration. He's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, and like I'll be the first one to admit I disagree. Marty's saying 10 times better, but Marty sometimes a little hyperbole. But I definitely thought the Lakers were the better team going into this. So, hey, Anthony Edwards just shoving it down my throat, too.
What was Minnesota's series price coming in, Phil?
I want to say it was plus like 160-ish.
Yeah, it was like wasn't that crazy.
Oh, really?
170 maybe.
What do you think?
It was closer than I would have thought. That was the first tell where it was like
150. It was like 150. Yeah, 150.
File this away. Next year, before the playoffs, we all have to pick a series price to take a floater on.
All right.
Stab
We
in
can do
the
that next round
the
if you want.
stab in the dark.
oh, yeah, let's do it next round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a little harder in the semis.
No, I think it's better. Because
also
the lines,
like-
lines
yeah.
are
Better.
tight.
Let's
Like,
do it.
obviously,
Yeah, okay.
We'll call it like
It's good. It's good. That's
Yeah,
a good
for
idea,
sure.
Rico.
Celtics,
Hey,
Knicks.
attaboy,
will be
Rico.
nice, but some of them will be reasonable.
That's a good one. I like that. Let's do
What
that.
do you think the
Stab in the
Lakers
dark
series
segment.
price is on DraftKings right now?
Lakers what?
Series price on DraftKings.
Lakers are plus
700?
500.
All right,
700.
hold on.
I'll let Bosco give a guess for us.
I think I'm going to say 425 to be lower.
You're
for
the closest.
For the
It's
sense he's proven the
That low?
plus
Yeah.
350.
I think that's
To come back
crazy.
from 3-1 plus 350, I feel like it's
That's
insanely
disrespectful
low.
to the Timberwolves, no?
Because the Lakers are going to be favored in 2 of the 3 games they play, most likely. 'cause
Yeah,
they'll be at
5 and
home.
They'll be favored in LA. Yeah.
Yeah,
5 and
that's
7.
the
What is
part
the line in
why
the next
it's
game?
low.
That's a good question.
Not big favorites. Like they were just 3-point dogs yesterday in Minnesota. So like game 6, they'd be underdogs.
So what are the Timberwolves then to
Minus
win?
500.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. I think they should be minus.
Someone's
like,
going to do a monster
like
money line
750.
parlay with all the
Shit,
remaining
throw that in there
favorites.
somewhere.
Well, all right, yeah. So what's the line? What's the line on Game 5? Got to think what Celtics,
5.5.
Yeah, I was gonna
Lakers.
say
It's 5.5.
Right. You're also probably again. It's the NBA. Like, do you want? And I think the NBA is going to get viewers regardless. But we all know the hypotheticals and how they operate. Like, do you want LeBron out in 5 games in the first round and LA's market out in the
With
first
a
round?
potential Lakers-Warriors series?
I would probably say no. So Lakers are going to win
Game 5.
that game. And then again, I think you would, as long as they're close, I think the Lakers would get the favoritism in 7, the same way you could see the refs leaning that way. So yeah, you're kind of just betting money line on game 6. And it is on the road, and Edwards is unbelievable. But like the way I look at it, yeah, again, coming down from 3-0, I don't want to, 3-1, I don't want to minimize it. But like the Lakers are going to have the gods or the man behind the curtain on their side in 5 and 7.
but like you
this
you
is
say
David
that.
Stern's NBA.
It's not.
Like,
No, it's
but,
not.
but you say that though. But literally everything that happened to end the game yesterday completely
Went against them. You're
them.
right. That's
They
fair.
called-
Maybe
they
it's
literally-
changing.
a call
Times
that
are
they didn't
changing.
call in real time.
Bob Dylan.
They put a foul on LeBron.
That was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
To Bosco's point.
But I don't think
Whatever that matters. I don't know.
I don't think the refs like.
I don't think so
consider,
either.
Like a home whistle, like these refs aren't like they're not like Timberwolves refs.
We literally said in the moment, like, why are they celebrating? That's clearly out on end. Not thinking there was going to be a foul
That's
call.
I'm so against that. I don't think you go back.
Like, that goes like they clearly aren't just like
You're looking.
They would have
for-
made it at one point. They would have loved to have the Lakers have the ball down.
Yeah,
one
you're
with
looking.
10
Who
seconds
did the ball go out on? You don't then get to say that's a foul because I just think
left. It's part of the new rule.
so
It's part of
hard.
the
It's
the
such a.
review rule.
I really disagree with that.
That's why it
I
can be
really do. I
sketchy.
know it's part of the rule. I
That's
really.
why it can be
disagree with
sketchy for like teams have had it backfire on their own review. Like
Yes.
they have like made a review and then
Yeah.
a foul got called on them.
That's
for their
tough.
review.
That's
Like
tough.
that should happen. So like you got to. That's why you got to be.
Gotta be careful.
And there was risk in that if you're the Timberwolves because that was their final timeout.
Yep.
And also credit to the coach. Like you keep your timeout for the last 15 seconds of the game. Like you don't burn it in the first 5 minutes like some other coach of the year candidate. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, good point. Great point, Meek.
Yeah.
Excellent point.
Uh,
Some guys used one in a call that didn't go for them like 2 minutes in the game, and some guys save them to the end when it
You
mattered.
guys are throwing out poor Bickerstaff. The guy's just trying to do the best he
Well,
can.
we got in the
You guys-
argument with Frank
I
yesterday
saw,
about it.
I saw.
Well, it was more
I
just
was
like,
watching some of your stream.
it was more partly the Pistons fans who were annoying me about like the call being like if he just wasn't a dummy and blew both his challenges went 0 for 2 at like nonsense reviews, you would have had one.
I don't like that. The refs got to do a better job. Now, I will say though, like I also don't think.
But it was a fringe call. Like it was
Well,
a fringe
I'm more
call.
on that side where it wasn't that egregious of a foul. It just was
So if they have the review
Yeah.
one, they probably get
tough
it.
to hold it the whole game.
They
though.
get no. I agree, but I think
You don't
like,
burn it 5 minutes in.
You
unless
don't
you're
burn it
confident.
5 minutes.
That's
in.
fair. That's fair.
You don't burn it 5 minutes in if you don't know you're right. Like he clearly
You
didn't.
gotta know. You gotta be 100%.
He was 0 for 2.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You can't do that.
He chose it. I don't care about when you use them, honestly, as much. I care about using them right.
No,
way.
no. Agreed. if you know you're right, use it.
Yes.
100%. It doesn't matter if it's
Especially early. Like early, you gotta know you're right.
No, we're on the same page there. I have no issue using it early as long as you know you're right.
Yeah.
Also, yes, if there's a question of am I right or not, I would also think about situations. Like, I would probably only want to use it if it meant a scoring play, if that makes sense.
I think possession.
So like an offensive foul that
Sure.
they took 2
No, a
points.
scoring play means
off
more
my
than
board.
but it depending
I'm not
on when
reviewing
the game is the position.
Yeah, if my guy's dribbling down at half court, he's being closely guarded, and there's a ticky tack like who's it off of going out of bounds at half court, and that leads me to just getting possession, not necessarily scoring. I don't know if I'm risking it that early. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yeah, like I would just.
You can analytically break down the value of every play. Like, all right, what does this play mean considering the time and the score? And really, he should probably have someone next to him who's just there to be like, all right, this is a value
Worth a
3
shot,
play. This is a
yeah.
value 18 play.
Yeah.
We got to do this here. But, like, you could tell Biggerstaff was just shooting from the hip, and it failed miserably.
Yeah. In terms of, I think the draft can be a bigger kind of segment, unpacking days 2 and 3.
Well, I think there's one huge glaring thing
Oh yeah, for sure.
that. I mean, Shedeur going to the 5th round is. I'm not going to Mel Kiper it. I just was like, that's wild.
Can we talk about Will Howard going to the 6th round?
Yeah, I agree. A steal for the
Yo,
Steelers.
he's in a good spot to
I think
fucking
it's-
start right now.
I
If
think
they
it's-
don't get Rodgers,
They're going to
He
get
could start.
They're going to get Rodgers.
Could be, but he also then he's the backup to a 41-year-old guy.
No.
I'm rooting they don't get
I think,
Rodgers.
No, I think he's in a good
Start
spot.
him.
I'm just saying, let's not like they're going to get Rodgers. Let's like not play like they're like.
start him.
I love Will Howard.
Pittsburgh's
I think he's in a
close, yeah.
phenomenal spot to potentially start like in a couple of years. I think he should have fell to the 6th, but no.
Kid's a winner.
Shedeur falling to the 5th was crazy. Like I said, Mel Kiper crashing out. Mel Kiper having like a total meltdown and being like, quarterbacks, like they haven't been able to like assess
Judge him
quarterback
in
play in
30
50 years. Like, guy, you've had 100 hits and 100 misses.
Yeah, but his overall point is right.
That they can't analyze quarterbacks well.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get to say that when he literally is the same guy.
Oh, you can still say it.
No. But everyone hits and misses. Like you do not get to say things like that. Like
Unless
like,
you're 100%.
like you know you're
I agree
right.
with that.
I
think
no,
you're
Clever,
both.
clever.
Yeah,
I
think he's right.
This man has literally said, "I'll quit the profession if Jimmy Clausen is."
Well, that's
like you don't get to say that's what you don't get to say things like that and then be like, listen, you can say like it's crazy, fell to the 5th round. I had him as a 1st round guy. Like you can say all those things. That's fine. But you don't get to be like, everyone's an idiot and I'm smart. Like, I'm the only one that knows.
Well, I don't like
quarterbacks.
that attitude, but
That was
his
his
overall
mentality.
point, I think, is right. Isn't it weird, though, how they're able to pretty much say, like, all right, offensive linemen, like, that you pretty much know who the great ones are going to be before they're. Yeah, obviously, there's always exceptions.
But there's been a lot of misses on those. Like,
Or find a position, like, I think other positions, it seems like, now I could be wrong because I haven't done a study. I should love to see a study on this. Is like which ones hit what positions have a better percentage of hitting, but it does feel like quarterbacks, and part of the reason is because it's so complex.
Yeah,
There's so many things a quarterback needs to do, but it is interesting how they haven't figured it out yet. Like when Mahomes goes later on, when Brady, no, it's 20 years ago or whatever. Brady goes to 6th round, but like you see some of these, or like even Josh Rosen, like they haven't figured out yet. It's fucking wild in a $1 billion industry. They haven't. That's interesting to me.
Oh, that's
complex.
fair.
It's complex.
But to Ev's point, Kiper is just as much a hit or miss type guy
Exactly.
as these GMs. So the way he should have said that, he could say NFL teams have had a bad job judging teams over 30 years. But he's got to have a little self-humility and say,
Yes.
I have not even
I'm not
myself-
doing it either. Right.
Yeah, like I haven't been 100%. All he had to say was, again, he doesn't have to go through his misses or whatever. All he had to say was, even a guy like me who watches a ton of tape and does this for a living, even I can't hit it 100%. If he says that, then he can double down and be like, Sanders is going to be great. I do feel that. And then it's his next, walking the tightrope thing. We're all going to decide
You're
how that
absolutely
plays
right,
out.
Rico.
I just think
that's absolutely correct.
can't be going crazy and going fucking berserk for Sanders and then judging the NFL teams. All he had to say was, I haven't hit it 100%. And I would have been okay with it. That's all he had to say.
He should have just said, like, it's hard to evaluate quarterbacks, not say,
Right.
like, all these GMs are, like, fucking clueless, basically, because they don't agree with you. I think he fell to the 5th round because he was an asshole.
Oh yeah, it seems like it. Everything we're seeing.
Very clearly. I think if he comes in there with, like, a good, like, mindset and, like, whatever, he probably goes in the late 1st, like, maybe 2nd round. I think he was such an asshole in turn. Also, I think it was a unique year when we talked about it. there was only like 4 or 5 teams that like really like needed a quarterback. Yeah. The Titans got one. The Giants obviously picked Dart. Like obviously Dable clearly preferred Dart much over him, so they wanted Dart. The Saints kind of needed one. They went with Shuck in the second round, so they checked that box.
It's crazy.
And then that to me was also insane. He's like 25, 26 years old and has like this for me. Like I've said, I like Shedeur, and I still stand on it that I think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. But I'm not like freaking out because I think it's crazy he fell to like the 5th round. And to me, it's more the quarterbacks that got taken before him. Like even Dart, like fine, he has a lot of traits and stuff. Kiffin has talked about he's an unbelievable leader. Just like he's got a good arm. Obviously needs a year to like learn how to read defenses and progressions, all that. Fine with that, whatever. But like Shuck is like 25 years old, almost 26. He's been basically had one good season in college football. It was last season. He's been 3 season-ending injuries. I mean, Dylan Gabriel, that's a like comical. All respect to Dylan Gabriel, a comical. Like if this guy ends up like a good quarterback in the NFL,
you'll be shocked.
Like I'll be like just
what round did he go?
Appalled. 3rd by the Browns. The Browns took him and then took Shedeur.
Leave it to the fucking Browns.
Such a bizarre thing to do to take both quarterbacks.
Leave it to the fucking
I guess you could argue like RG3 and then Kirk Cousins. They did it, but I think different scenario.
You're the guy to ask on this. I posted on Twitter, and I think some people were trying to dunk on me, so I totally get from what my research was. I talked to my dad about it, and he was like, the question I have, and again, my dad's not into the recruiting of college, and Shedeur was a little while ago, so I wasn't into memorizing high school recruiting. So I'm saying openly, like, I could be wrong. But I did research it a little bit on 24/7, and it didn't look like he had a ton of offers. What kind of star was he coming out of high school? Because hold on, the thing my dad said was, listen, I know his dad was the coach at Jackson State, and that's why he went there. But if the likes of Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia were beating down the door, don't you think Deion would have sent him to one of those? Was the first part. Also, the fact that he transferred out of Jackson State to Colorado, would he have made such a big leap if Sanders wasn't that coach? Like, where would he have gone? How many power programs would have taken a shot on him out of Jackson State? I do think it's a few, for sure. I think somebody would have taken a shot. But where was he rated as a high school prospect?
Pretty good. He was like, I want to say.
He's listed as a 3-star on 24/7.
I was going to say 3 or 4-star. He could have went to like most schools he wanted to go to. He chose FAU because it was like Tom Herman was there. The whole thing was like he wanted to go somewhere where like kind of like blaze a trail. He could have went to like a ton of Power Fives. Like he didn't go to FIU because that was like his top option. He could have went to like a plethora of schools in like SEC, ACC, big, all that. Like he had offers from huge schools. And then, I mean,
I might have a blind spot.
Also, he lit it up at Jackson State. He could have went like a ton of places after that.
I might have a blind spot. I don't know his whole career. You're saying he committed to FAU or did he play at FAU?
No, he committed to FAU, and then his dad, like,
I thought he didn't play at FAU. I want to make sure he didn't play at FAU.
And then his dad got the Jackson State job, and he's like, "No, fuck it."
Yeah, got it. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing a year of him playing at FAU.
No, he didn't. No, he committed FAU though initially.
Got it. Or redshirted, whatever.
At which point is being an asshole like? Okay, so like we found out what happened with the Giants because that leaked out. So I guess Dable gave him some homework. He didn't do it, and then Dable asked about it and like
got challenged on it, and then Shedeur got
Sanders was like an asshole back to like being very rude back. So Dable was like, I don't need this guy. But like, all right, so you guys choose to go with Dart, fine. But like, at what point is it like sort of team in the 3rd round? They're like, you know what, he's an asshole, but like we can work with that. He's still really talented. Like,
but I don't.
At what point does it like?
I don't know if the talent maybe was that transcendiary. Like
that's a fair point.
Sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
What's he listed at? He's 6 what?
No, he's like 6'2", like 215, like solid quarterback size. Definitely not small.
All right.
I think what happened was, Clember, I think it was a combo of him being an asshole, a combo of not a lot of teams needing a quarterback, and then a little sprinkle on that was when you get like what you're addressing kind of into the middle rounds where it's like, all right, where is this guy just like a steal at? He's like fallen so far. I think enough teams have like either young quarterbacks or established quarterbacks that they're like, why waste a pick on this guy when I can get like a very good football player?
Yes,
like a
somewhere
potential-
else.
Sure.
I
That
get
addresses needs.
like a day one starter potentially if things go well.
Correct.
Or just like a key player of like a team that you really need to fill a hole.
On a rookie contract, a young guy.
And
Yeah.
I think you're thinking if this guy's an asshole, is just the guy like at that point in the draft, you're drafting a guy who's going to come in and like clearly be like a backup or like fighting for a job.
That's a
like, is
problem.
he the kind of guy that's going to do that? Well, where actually the Browns, I think, is like the best scenario for him to go to. It's funny to goofy say that with the Browns, but it's because I really think there's a scenario where he could start this year.
He's plus 220, I saw.
They have no. He's the second favorite.
first
on the team
game.
to start. It's their quarterback room is Kenny Pickett, him, Dylan Gabriel. Who I'm telling you, Gabriel. I'm sure he's a good guy. He is not an NFL quarterback. He's tiny.
Yeah.
He's a screen merchant, and he's not that athletic enough to make up for like all these like he's small and all this like he's. Let's put it like this: the Vegas odds. He was drafted 2 rounds ahead of him, and he's well ahead of him in Vegas odds to be the Browns starter. They know he's better.
right.
Yeah.
He's a better quarterback. He can throw the ball 100 times better than Gabriel. So it's really going to be like a 40-year-old Joe Flacco,
Yep.
Kenny Pickett, Shadur Sanders, or fucking Dylan Gabriel.
Right.
Deshaun Watson's on the shelf.
Yeah.
There should be
He's probably
a
done.
There should be a documentary for that quarterback.
Like Shadur really might.
That should be
start.
Hard Knocks.
Oh, just the quarterbacks. Don't give me the fucking offensive line who's got a good girlfriend from Iowa that married his high school sweetheart. Yeah. Or don't give me this guy does a hobby, and don't give me this guy carrying an Xbox. And it's funny. Give me 24/7 of the quarterback room, including Deshaun Watson.
I wonder if they
That's a storyline as well. Give me the whole room.
She should have.
me the whole
I
room.
don't think Deshaun will be any part of that, but
I
would like it.
Yeah,
But
I think Deshaun's at home.
He should. I know.
They should've gotten
He
games
should
in.
be a character. Put him in the show. That's what I'm saying.
I prefer he's not.
Put him in the show.
Get rid of
Tonight, picks. You got the Warriors -4, and you got the Cavs -8.5 looking to close out. Butler playing?
I think so.
He's got a prop on DraftKings. Now, I know that
I
action gets
think-
canceled if he doesn't play, but he is listed.
I'm guessing he plays because
I
he
think
was
it's
he was
league
kind of
odds he
still
is.
mildly questionable going into that other game. So I'm guessing. And if you look at kind of the history of this kind of injury, usually you miss like basically like 3 days. And It's
Yeah.
been 3 days. So
I think he's gonna play.
All right, I'll take Steph over 27.5 -110. Clemmer.
Pick of the day, and I actually look. Okay, I've been horrible this year, horrible. So take this for what it's worth. I really like this pick. Bailey over under 2.5 earned runs. It's -135, but the Guardians are batting 116 against him in his career, and Ober's been really good his last 4 starts. So over under 2.5 earned runs. I also have Jesse Winker over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He's batting over 700 against Trevor Williams, the national starter. And then
Over how many at bats?
very few, like 13, very few. It's like something 7 for 11 or
Yeah,
something.
but
like
enough. I thought you were going to say 4.
that. No.
13 is.
Yeah, it's like
is a-
11. It's like 7 for 11, something
Is
like
a
that.
series. Yeah, 13 is a series.
And then I'm trying something new here. I'm calling this the 4-pack 4-pick. So this is guys hits allowed for pitchers. I'm trying this for the first time. We'll see how this works. Every pitcher has to give up 4 or more hits. Bryce Elder, Trevor Williams, Patrick Corbin, J.P. Sears. If you do that, it's -103.
Oh, I don't like that it's -103.
I know, but it's 4 hits though.
I don't like
4
that
hits.
it's -103.
-103. Bryce Elder's in Colorado. Okay. Trevor Williams, I already mentioned Jesse Winker hit shit out of him. And then you got J.P. Sears and Patrick Corbin, A's Rangers, pretty good offenses. All you got to do is give up 4 hits. Now, there's 4 guys.
What I will say is you could have a really good outing. It's a rarity to go 3 or under on those. Like these guys also could still have a good. All right, let's call it like it is. What's a good outing? If they did 6 innings and gave up 4 hits each,
That's great.
It's still a really good outing.
That's a great outing.
I think 4 is like to his point. Yeah, I don't hate that.
Like,
I don't like that it's
rare
minus-
when a guy gives up 3.
I mean, let's
That's
call
the thing,
no.
but-
Let's really call it. Clemmer found a new way to do a monster money line.
It's not. It's not that. It's not that.
Clemmer, when you have 4 legs that equal
Yeah.
-103,
No,
it's
but
a monster money line.
Well, all right. That's
what it
fine.
is.
No, but no.
It's a chalk parlay.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. If it wins, it wins. God bless.
Chalk.
It's a
like
chalk parlay. There's no way.
It's
otherwise.
a chalk. Well, okay. So
Also,
I
if
don't like.
you're-
I don't like chalk. Okay, so I'll say it's all heavy favorites. I don't like chalk. 'cause
Heavy favorites.
Well, I don't like chalk 'cause it's a little bit creative.
Yeah.
I've never seen it like this before.
If you are going down the history,
Isn't it? No, I'm pulling stuff out of my anus here.
let's test
trying to get
Ev's.
some wins.
Let's test.
I'm in desperate shape, Ev.
Let's test Ev's knowledge. If you do go down the history of this show, there was such a thing as the juice box parlay in baseball back in the day. Who was usually doing that?
You.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not first. I just want to let you know you're not the first guy on the moon.
For these hits. For these
come up
hits, you
with-
aren't doing the hits, Rico.
You're not the first guy on the moon.
I am the first guy. I'm the first guy on this planet.
Try to get a minus sign to
Oh,
it.
this is a 4-pack, 4-pick. That's exciting. You say that it's fun. It's also fun to say.
Juice bag parlay. Ev, what do you got?
I'm on the Cavs -8.5. I think they close it out tonight. This one I'm not like locked into yet. I'm leaning Rockets though. I think we get a good series. I think we get a dogfight, or at least I'll take the 4 points.
So sloppy, man.
That is.
I think
So fucking sloppy.
I'm leaning the over as well. Only lock me in the PMT stats. Only lock me in the Cavs right now, but I will tweet my full card later. But I'm telling you, I'm leaning Rockets.
Sengun's killing me.
And leaning over. I just think we get a good series. I think they're getting 4 points. Maybe get 4.5 with Jimmy Butler 100% playing. Who knows? But yeah, that's what Cavs locked in. Leaning Rockets as of now.
Go ahead, Phil.
Well, I'm going the opposite with Ev here, kind of. Steph Curry, 30-plus points, plus 120. Greatest 37-year-old we've ever seen play basketball outside of LeBron James. What he did in Game 3, which we didn't talk about, was absurd. I think he had, 37, 34?
36, something like that.
He was their
Incredible.
only source of offense. Obviously, Buddy Hield hit some shots, but it was the Steph show.
And
versus an
Peyton
inexperienced
went
team.
off.
Yeah, Gary Payton had a
The
great
mitten
fourth
showed
quarter.
up.
Didn't he score 9 points in a row?
He had an insane run.
The
in
Warriors
fourth
are still a
quarter.
great defensive team. That series kind of reminds me a little bit of the Knicks Pistons, where the Rockets are just so athletic, so physical, and the
Yes.
Warriors, outside of Draymond and Peyton, they don't really have that. I'm talking about the Warriors without Jimmy. They aren't as physical.
I almost think
fair,
the similarities between the Pistons and Rockets are very obvious to me. They make the same mistakes. The Rockets are better.
Rockets
They
are
won
better
50
for
games.
sure.
I know, but I mean, just how what their strengths and weaknesses are at times. Although and the Pistons have the better player.
I was gonna say they actually have they're similar, but they're the one main opposite is that they have the guy, Pistons have the guy and don't have
guess
as great of supporting cast. And I think the Rockets have a better team.
But they don't have the
but
guy.
The Pistons have a better player.
They fuck up the same way. I guess that's what's driving me crazy.
A different way is similar like the Magic, where the Rockets just want to muddy up the series. They want to play physical. They don't know how to play they want to play football instead of basketball. Is what I'm trying to say. They want to muddy up the series.
I guess that's more noticeable with the Magic. I think.
Yeah.
Though.
What
The Magic are just so undermatched. That's why
Magic are trying to have a boxing.
the gap in talent is much different from Celtics Magic than
Correct.
it is to Wizards them or even Knicks Pistons. It's closer.
Bottom line, if Steph Curry's on a basketball court, I expect him to perform at the highest level.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
Especially in the playoffs.
30 plus 120. I'm down.
That was a Hercules performance. To win that game without Jimmy Butler, very impressive.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
If they take both without Jimmy, I don't think Jimmy plays the rest of the series, honestly.
Oh no!
He's not gonna play tonight?
I don't. I think he
the
plays
way
today.
Shams described it in Game 3, it's like he wasn't it wasn't that he couldn't play basketball. He couldn't walk.
That's why I'm waiting to
out
bet
though
it.
until a couple hours before the game. Now that might have been.
That's all fake. I
Okay.
think.
That's why I'm waiting to bet this game because I'm it's Jimmy Butler's very important. I'm not betting this game unless I know if he's playing.
That's
or not.
what I
gotta know first.
Yeah, I think it's more theater with that. It's very rare there's true game time decisions in the NBA.
Which actually maybe that's me. Should I take the gamble and bet the Rockets before?
If you're the Warriors though, do you? Maybe until you lose a game, I'm gonna say.
That's why I'm also thinking I do like the Warriors.
Because that way it just gets more why?
Sure.
We maybe we win another miracle game.
So shout out to
They're at
DraftKings.
home though too. That's the thing you got to remember.
know.
They're the lower seed. They're at home now.
true.
You got to win these home games.
You're not wrong.
Shout out to DraftKings. The series, I wrote it down by mistake. I'm sorry. The Warriors are up 2-1. I don't think I ever said it, but my notes. I guess I was looking. Warriors are looking to go up 3-1. On exact outcome in series markets in the NBA, you can fire away. Have it obviously for every series, but you can fire away on exact outcomes, winner of each game.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've already obviously gave you the answers to games 1, 2, and 3. It's Golden State 1, Houston game 2, Golden State game 3. You can then play out those scenarios where it's Golden State game 4, Golden State game 5 plus 265. Golden State game 4, Houston game 5, Golden State game 6 plus 300, and so on and so on and so on. So big time plus signs on there. The one I kind of like, I guess, is what's the Nuggets Clippers right now?
2-2.
Yeah, that goes 7.
You think
Yeah,
every
playing
home
the-
team?
Maybe. So where is 5? 5 would be Denver.
I was in Denver.
Denver.
So all right, so
Clippers are
so
1.5 point favorites.
so to Phil's point, every home game would be Denver 5, Clippers 6, Denver 7. That's plus 450.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Like
Not bad,
you're getting
right?
3 favorites in a way.
Yeah.
At plus odds. They're probably parlaying 3 favorites for plus 450.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, that's, again, DraftKings, great markets.
The Clippers will be favorites in all 3 of these games.
Who's the favorite tonight?
The Clippers are favorites tomorrow.
Tomorrow at?
In Denver?
Yes, correct. They've been favored all series.
Wow.
That's wild.
I mean,
By a point and a half. That's right. They're favored by a point and a half.
and they've been like 5.5 point favorites at home.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So if they lose and then they win in Game 7 in Denver, maybe it could be like Denver -1. But I don't see it being much more than that ever.
By the way, Warriors are favored by 4 tonight. I don't know if that how that makes you think about the Jimmy Butler situation, but
Jeez.
3. I think it was 3.
It was 3.5. It got to
3.
4.
Yeah,
so.
3.5. Yeah.
All right, that is Pick Central. We'll see you tomorrow. Shout out to DraftKings. Shout out to Game Time. Yak is rocking now. See you tomorrow.